Using a temperature probe. By the end of this video, you should be able to attach a vernier temperature probe to a laptop using a Go link, open Logger Pro and set it up for data collection, start and stop data collection in Logger Pro, and manipulate data and graphs and add a best fit line.
In this video, we're going to look at how to use a vernier temperature probe. We're going to use it to measure the temperature of water on a hot plate. Here I have a beaker full of water, and I'm going to place it on my hot plate. I'm also going to turn the hot plate on to about a setting of 4. The flashing light indicates that the hot plate is heating up. Now I'm going to connect my temperature probe. The temperature probe comes in a plastic bag, as does the Go link, which you'll need to connect the probe to the laptop. The temperature probe plugs into the Go link gently till you hear it click. The Go link has a USB which plugs into your laptop. When you first plug it in before you've opened Logger Pro, you'll see that the light turns orange to indicate that it's hooked up to the computer.
In order to open Logger Pro, go to Finder, click Applications, and you want to open up Logger Pro. You'll notice that since I already have a sensor connected, Logger Pro has sensed that it's a temperature probe, and you'll get a live readout of the current temperature. You'll also see that it defaults to temperature versus time data collection, which means once I start data collection, Logger Pro will automatically take temperature versus time data points until I stop data collection. I can change some things about my data collection by clicking on Experiment and Data Collection. Here you'll notice first that the mode is set as time-based. This means that data points will be taken versus time. We will also use events with entry for certain labs, but we'll talk about that in future videos. For now, time-based is just fine. You can change the duration of your data collection, meaning how many seconds it will collect data for. You can also change the unit, so I'm going to leave it as collecting for 180 seconds. After 180 seconds, the program will stop collecting data. You can also change the sampling rate. Here you'll see that we're taking 2 samples per second, which means for every half second there will be a sample. You can change this. If you change one, it automatically updates the other. I'm going to keep it as 2 samples per second for now. And I'm going to click Done.
You'll notice that once Logger Pro is open, the light will turn green, indicating that it's sensed that you've attached a sensor. I'm going to put the probe in the beaker of water, being careful not to let the bottom of the probe touch the hot plate, since that will give us an inaccurately high reading.
Now I want to start collecting data. The green Collect button in the upper right-hand corner will allow you to collect data. When you're ready to go, just hit Collect, and the computer does the rest. You'll notice that it's taking 2 samples every second. So I'm going to allow for a little bit of data collection. Ordinarily, you'd probably collect data for a good amount of time. When you're done, click Stop, and the computer will stop collecting data. Notice you still do get a live temperature reading, though. It's just not collecting the data anymore.
When you're done collecting data, remove the probe from the beaker, turn the hot plate off, and let the beaker cool while you clean everything else up. Disconnect the Go link and the temperature probe and return them to their respective bags. And once the water's had a chance to cool on the hot plate a little bit, you can remove it using a hot hands. Carefully grip the beaker. This is heat proof. Also, the tables are heat proof, so you can put the hot beaker directly on the table. From there, your teacher will probably tell you to leave everything out until it cools enough to be put away.
So next, I'm going to want to change my axes to fit this data. This button here, Scale, will change it so that the axes are set so the data fills the whole graph. I also don't want the data points to be connected in a solid line. So in order to fix that, I want to make sure my graph is selected, and then I'm going to click Options and Graph Options. And under Graph Options, which is this tag up here, I want to uncheck Connect Points. That will give me just a series of dots for each data point that was collected. Now I want to add a best fit line. Since this data looks relatively linear, I'm going to select the Linear Fit button, which automatically gives me a line of best fit and displays the equation for that line in y = mx + b form. That's the end of this video. Take a second to review the goals and make sure you can do all these things.